This little forge is made from a paint can and some ceramic wool and is a cheap and easy way to get started in beginning blacksmithing. Guys, I'm here with Grant. This is not the Grant you're used to seeing. This is another Grant. Grant, say hi.
Hello.
Today, Grant is going to be showing us how we can build a forge out of a paint can. Grant, you've done this before, right?
I've done it once, yeah.
Wonderful. So we've got a fantastic method of building a forge out of a paint can, and it doesn't use too many materials. You want to give us a rundown of what materials we're going to be using?
So you're going to need one paint can. You can use a big one or a little one.
These are available at the hardware store. I got this at Home Depot for about $5.
You'll need one aluminosilicate fire brick and one 1 foot by 2 foot length of KO wool blanket. We've got 4 1/4-inch carriage bolts, 4 inches long. We've got 4 1/4-inch, 2.5-inch long carriage bolts, and 16 1/4-inch hex nuts.
The fire brick is usually available online or at specialty refractory materials stores. Some places specialize in equipment and materials to build things like pizza ovens. That's a great place to look. Here's the basic idea. Carriage bolts will be attached to the paint can as feet to keep it off the ground. The inside of the can will be lined with KO wool, and a piece of fire brick will act as the work surface. A propane or MAP gas torch will be our heat source. Grant, we've got all of our materials ready. What is going to be the first step?
The first step is going to remove the inside lining of the paint can, because if we don't, it'll start burning when we start using it later on, and it's going to smell really bad.
So these cans have sort of a plastic lining, and you can see that it's a different color from the metal, and we need to burn all that out. Right now, Grant is using the propane torch to burn the paint from the outside of the can. This is mostly because if you stick the propane torch down inside of the can, it burns up all of the oxygen, and then the torch goes out. Our paint can is now all burned out. We got rid of all of the paint, so I think it's time to move on to the next step. What do we do now?
We're going to add 4 carriage bolts as the feet.
We've got the 4 holes set up about 4 inches apart in either direction. We've got the 4 holes drilled in and we've got our 4 carriage bolts. Since we want a nut on both sides of the paint can, first we need to thread one on far enough that we can fit it on and then back it up. Grab a pair of pliers just to make sure that's nice and tight. Now we do that 3 more times. At this point you can see the direction that this forge is going. We're going to have a nice opening at one side and the feet that let it stand up. But we've also got 4 more shorter carriage bolts. Grant, what are we using these for?
We're using these 4 smaller ones to put on the bottom of the forge so that we can then flip it over and it might be a mini foundry.
We've now made something that looks like a steel alien bug. Is that what we were going for?
Yeah.
Perfect. Then we nailed it. What's next?
So we're gonna line the inside now with KO wool and we're gonna put a piece down at the bottom as well.
7.5 inches by about 18 inches. That's the measurements we're getting for our paint can.
Technically, you're supposed to wear a mask and eye protection when you're cutting this stuff, so we just thought we'd go overboard.
We'll also go outside. So now let's curl this and see how well it fits inside the can. Hey, look, it fits. Now we need a circle with a diameter of about 3.5, maybe 4 inches. All right, we've got the can lined with the KO wool. Now we've got our fire brick. What are we doing with this?
We're gonna cut it out and make a work surface to go down the very center.
Just for aesthetic purposes, we're going to cut out some small triangle pieces to fill these gaps.
Well, neat. That looks like it might work as a forge.
I think we're missing something. That'll work.
So we need the fire coming out of the torch to be going through the side of the paint can, through the KO wool, and then blowing fire right down onto the brick. We've got our line and we're going to mark along there and we're going to put the torch kind of near the front. That way if we want to angle it a little bit more forward we can, and if we want to twist it and angle it a little bit more backwards we can. If we have the torch too far back, then we really only have the option of angling it forward or down. Farther forward gives us more space to play with it. We are using a 5/8 inch Forstner bit to drill our hole. So at this point, we can turn on the fire. It's gonna get nice and hot in there, and we can use this for blacksmithing, right?
Yes, you can.
Wonderful. Is there anything else we want to do with this can before we say we're all finished?
Well, we added these 4 bolts on the bottom. We want to turn it into a mini foundry. We're gonna have to add a second hole.
Once again, carefully drilling through the KOR without it twisting and binding up, and without drilling into my fingers. I choose to keep all of my fingers for now. Hopefully forever. Definitely for now. Aha! And now it's a little foundry. So we've now got 2 holes in our foundry, and you say we should have a small KOR plug to just plug whichever one we're not using.
Exactly.
All right, well, I've got this little spare piece. Let's cut a plug out of this.
Yeah.
There, plugged. Now when we're using it as a forge, the fire won't come out of here, and when we're using it as a foundry, we can just move the plug and then the fire won't come out of here. For the convenience of space, we've come outside. We've got a piece of railroad track, and we're gonna be using this as an anvil. Let's test if our forge gets hot enough that we can soften metal and begin to shape it. Grant, I have a question. You have no glove on the hand that's holding the steel, but you are wearing a glove on the other hand. What's up with that?
When you're working with hot steel, you want to grab the metal with a bare hand, because if you're wearing a glove or a plastic glove or something, you might not feel it's super hot, and it might burn the leather or the plastic right into your flesh. So you just want to keep a bare skin so you know how hot and how not the steel is. With the hammer, you don't need a glove. I just use one because it's for padding. Let's flatten it. I'd say it's pretty flat.
That's flat.
I mean, we could make it into a very large flathead screwdriver.
Grant, thanks for coming out and showing us how to build this little foundry.
You're welcome.
I'm hoping that sometime in the future we can have you back and you can show us some of the things that we can do with this, maybe a little bit of introductory blacksmithing.
I'd love to, yeah.
Guys, we've still got more for you to see. That box up at the top will transport you directly to our last video. Go check that out. The box at the bottom will show you what YouTube thinks you should be watching now. And this bomb here in the middle will subscribe you to our channel so you never miss a video. Don't forget to ring that bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.